has uplifted our community, our city, the district in which she served. And her spirit brought about a light to every space that was empty or found darkness. And so today, may her legacy as an educator, as a community activist, as an elected official, continue to live on and inspire generations to come.
I have been making a difference for such a long time as an educator here in Hillsborough County Public Schools. I'm very proud of that. Everything that I focus on, I will always think about the future generations of Tampa. That's what we need to be concerned about. The cultural presence and significance of Tampa is what's very special about it. We have a diverse body of people that live together, and it's a beautiful space. Tampa is a great place to live and work. This complex, 34,000 square feet, is enormous opportunity for a variety of the connecting communities to engage in this beautiful space. I'm so excited for all of the communities surrounding Fair Oaks to see it. District 5 representing. West Tampa is on the come up, and it is wonderful because of not only the diverse community, but the opportunity for the connectivity and everything else that's already happening and will be happening in West Tampa. I want to see Tampa be successful for everyone. I want more equity among our communities. That is something that's deserving of every space in Tampa. I, as a single parent, bought a home as a teacher, and I think that that is an attainable thing that we should give to every single citizen who desires a place to live in our community. There's a space for everyone.
It's not Tampa, Florida. I want to say condolences to the family of Councilwoman Henderson, and I hope to be able to say condolences to some of the other city council members that's sitting up there very soon. The fact of the matter is, y'all really think black people stupid. All these accolades and whatever.
Mr., if I may, stop the clock, please. Sir, this is not public comment. This is to speak on the
quite
legacy. I'm
talking about Councilwoman
sir.
Henderson.
That's great. Just wait 1 second. Your clock has stopped. I'm speaking. I ask that you please tailor your comments to Gwen Henderson. You're going to have time for public comment afterwards. Okay, sir?
All in reference to Councilwoman Henderson.
Great. Go ahead. I'll stop you again if I have to. Go for it.
I heard Reverend Scott came up and made his comments. The mayor made her comments. The fact of the matter is, when you send a Navy SEAL to jump in that water, they're vetted, they're conditioned, they're everything. When they sent Gwen Henderson out to swim in that water against Orlando Ghouls, they couldn't envisage this outcome of an African woman dying at 60. They couldn't envisage it. And the fact of the matter is, y'all think black people so stupid, her family need to file a lawsuit against the city of Tampa, the mayor, and other people.
No, that's it. Attorney Shepard on the line. Yeah, I'm going to rule you out of order, sir. Come back for public comment. This is improper. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, go ahead.
Thank you very much, too.
Thank you, sir. And is Attorney Shepard online?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anything to say or good to go?
This is a specific topic, and it was certainly, I think, a little bit far afield of the purpose.
Okay.
And of course, at the right time, if asked, I will give the public comment rules generally. So when we start general public comment, we can make sure we refresh those rules.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Reverend, go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Pastor William, church on 1112 East Scott Street. And, me and Miss Henderson, Gwen, I call her, we bump heads a lot because I wanted her not to look at me as a man of color, look at me as a citizen of the United States of America. And that's what it's all about. But we bump heads a lot. Thank God I got a chance to meet her. I found out she was a very nice woman. Although we didn't agree on everything, but she was a very nice person. And what's your name? Darlene. Darlene came to me when I got off the elevator, and she was happy. She said, Pastor William, they approve of your, what you want to have them done to your neighborhood. And I was happy too. But yeah, to my house. And so when I say neighborhood, I'm talking about all the people in the neighborhood. So Gwen called me on the telephone. Say, Pastor William, you've been approved. I said, thank God for that. Boy, it seemed like that thing ran fast on me, though. I don't understand that. But y'all have to give me more time because I'm handicapped and my words come out a lot slower.
We'll give you, Reverend, 30 seconds extra. This is only for, you're still going to get more public comment.
Thank you. I know what you just told her. Thank you. But it's all about now about Gwen Henderson. It's not about you all. It's not about Pastor William. And it's not about Miss Henderson, Miss Johnson. It's all about her. We know that we're going to have a home going, and it's going to be a home going. And you want to know something? It's going to be a happy home going. Because she done what she could here in Tampa, and she did the best she could. And I'm grateful to God for her. You know, God has blessed us all in a mighty way. I'm still here, and I'm pushing that.
And Reverend, thank you very much. And
Yeah.
you can come back at public comment for more, but we're limiting this to 2 minutes, and
All
we
right.
appreciate you, sir.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. God bless you. Thank you.
Come
Go
on
ahead.
out this time. God bless you.
Good morning, Councilwoman and Councilmen. My name is Ryan Hayes, and I just want to give my condolences to the family, constituents, friends, and family members as well. Councilwoman Henderson really inspired me. I asked for a meeting with her. I had a meeting with her March 31st. I was able to meet her in her office, and we had about a 30-minute conversation, and just the insightful conversation that we shared. It was heartfelt. And I, behalf of Cairo and friends, from here on out, this is not a fundraiser or anything. I would like to personally, every year that the Black English bookstore is still standing, I would like to, before the school year start, to be able to speak with family members and so forth to give out school supplies to the local children, especially Jefferson as well, just to keep her legacy going and make sure that it's something that can be reciprocated to our community. Again, my condolences, positive energy and vibrations sent to all of y'all, her family members and so forth. And that's it. And again, positive energy. And thank you for this opportunity
Thank
as
you,
well.
sir. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Steve Michelini. You know, one of the things that Gwen used to say to me was, Michelini, we're going to do this. And it wasn't, can we do this? We're going to do this. And anyway, this is for her. Gwen was a child of God who welcomed others in her all-embracing love. She blazed trails, mentored her students, and let nothing dissuade her passion. When she spoke, others listened and acted. When she saw difficulty, she addressed it and righted it. When she saw adversity, she attacked it. She was blessed with an inquisitive mind and was never afraid to ask the question. As a child of God, she was wrapped in his loving arms and was blessed. She gave to others like no others and received their love in return. She shared her blessings with others as if there were no end to it, and her devotion was unconditional. When she tried to understand the passing of a friend, colleague, or loved one, it's difficult to understand, and there is no adequate answer. It rarely comes when it's expected, and always far too soon. We long for that last meeting, that last discussion, that last encounter. Although she is gone, she lives on through our memories. Don't ask to understand, it's not up to us. We are planted on this earth with no script. We write our own. It's filled with promise and heartbreak in equal measures, and masters of our fate. Please let me continue. The struggle of life and the legacy and the mastery of our agenda is left to us and others as we interact with them. Our lives are measured by what we leave behind. Gwen's book is full and yet unfinished here. We will miss her hearty laugh, her infectious smile, and the love of her family and friends, students, and community, not the least of which is Tampa. The good Lord wanted her and took her in to perform good deeds and be in his loving arms.
15 seconds just to finish.
God bless and keep you, Gwen. You will be missed. God bless, respectfully. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Ma'am, go ahead.
Good morning, Valerie Bullock. Her nickname for me was Ponce Leon, because every time I get up to talk, I'm like, I'm from Ponce Leon College Hill. So anywhere she see me, she'll say, there go Ponce Leon. And one thing I can say about Councilwoman, education was in her DNA. It's not that she was an educator, it was just part of who she was. And she really tried to get people to understand. I know one day we was in here and I was going back and forth about the CRA not doing enough for people like me in East Tampa. And so Cedric got up here to talk, so she kept cutting Cedric off. Cedric, could you explain this? Cedric, could you explain that? I'm like, I know she ain't trying to lecture me from up there, but she wanted to make sure that I understood the process. And I have a lot of admiration and respect for her as an educator, because if you might know how to play basketball, but you're not educated on everything. Right. You have to respect people for their expertise, and that is what I did. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Sir, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Council. Brandon Barclay, President, Tampa Police Benevolent Association. I want to extend my condolences to the family. I'll make it very brief. The first time I met Gwen Henderson, she walked into my office. My vice president's about my height. We're both about 6'2". She walked in the door. She immediately dragged us by the neck down to her height and hugged us and told us, this is why you're going to support me in this race. At that time, it was no small feat. She was running against an active city councilman who was a former Tampa police officer. We did support her in that race, and there were some disgusting things that were said about her, and we stood by her, and I'm proud of it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Mr. Hearns, go ahead, sir.
Good morning to the CRA board, City of Tampa staff, and everyone here assembled, to just say a few words about the respect and the love, the admiration that we all had for City Councilwoman Gwen Henderson. The day I met her was the day I endorsed her in her campaign. Didn't know anything about her, but there was just something about her. Well, first of all, she was a Delta, so that went a long way. I'm an Omega Psi Phi fraternity man, and these are our sisters. But then the more I got to know her, I said, this woman is dynamic. She is going to make a great impact on this city, and she did. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to express my condolences to the family and to Darlene, who I think I called Darlene just about every week, and I said, I don't want to bother Gwen, but this is what I'd like for you to share with her. Every time we invited her to an activity that Tampa's Black History Museum had, she was there. Back in October, I moved back to Tampa. I'd been living in St. Petersburg for a number of years, but I'm back in the neighborhood I grew up in District 5, in historic Belmont Heights. And we had a reunion 3 years ago. We'd never had a Belmont Heights reunion. Gwen made our shirts. Gwen has always been there. The last time I saw her was at Pierre Harvey Park at a ribbon cutting, and I was running a little late, coming from another meeting, and everything went fine, but as we were leaving the field over at Pierre Harvey Park, She said, now, you know, Fred, you were late. You made us wait out here in this 90-degree hot sun for almost 30 minutes. She said it with a smile on her face, but she was right. Business is business. She was all about business
30 more seconds. Finish.
and love. Thank you. I'll end now just to say I agree. I really do hope that you will take into serious consideration those projects, pet projects that she loved and that she worked for. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Mr. Probasco, go ahead, sir.
Good morning. I think one of the most beautiful things about a sad day like today is you do see the breadth of the lives that Councilwoman Henderson touched. And I think you've heard a lot from a lot of people, but you haven't heard from the Jewish community yet. And Councilwoman Henderson was a dear friend to our Jewish community. So on behalf of the Tampa Jewish Community Centers and Federation, our board of directors, our staff, and the entire Jewish community, we extend our heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of Councilwoman Gwen Henderson on her untimely passing. Councilwoman Henderson's kindness, dedication, and service uplifted our city and inspired all who knew her. The late Rabbi Jonathan Sachs once observed, "The people most mourned were people who enhanced the lives of others. They were kind. You could rely on them. They had a sense of responsibility. They were part of a community, living its values, sharing its griefs and celebrations." Councilwoman Henderson truly embodied this spirit. She led by lifting others and strengthening our community through her compassion and commitment. May we honor her legacy by building a more caring Tampa together. Zichronon livracha, may her memory always be a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Ms. Tate?
Good morning. Fran Tate, President of the Jackson Heights Neighborhood Association and a member of the East Tampa CRA CAC Board. On behalf of Jackson Heights Neighborhood Association and the East Tampa CAC Board, I'd like to express condolences to all of you, her colleagues, to her family, the mayor, as well as the community of District 5. Councilwoman Henderson and I are sisters in Christ, and I respect her for that. I wish we could have been a whole lot closer, but it was coming. It was coming. I did not serve on her campaign. I served on another campaign, her opponent. The day she received her inauguration, I couldn't make it to that, but I rushed down here to congratulate her when she became the chair of the CRA. Like I said, we weren't on the same team, but I respected her because she was my councilwoman. I am so sorry for what has happened to her. I really wanted to get to know her a whole lot better, and we probably would have, but it just took time. God bless you all.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you showing your heart. Mr. Stocco, and after, okay, and then Ms. Lockett, and okay, and Ms. Burton, anyone else? And I said, okay, great. If y'all could just stand up if you're able to do so and line up just so that we know. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Council. Nick Stocco, President of Tampa Firefighters Local 754. Truly, I think President Tate might have been looking at my notes because she spoke a lot of the things that we had in common. However, on behalf of the firefighters of the city of Tampa, we do want to extend our condolences to not only her colleagues and her coworkers and to Darlene, but also her family. And know that if anything is needed, we would be there in support. And we shared it with the chairman on the Tuesday morning, but we truly mean that. And if there's anything that we can do, please reach out to us. So thank you. As for Councilwoman Henderson, we had a unique relationship. It did start out early, and we may have not always seen eye to eye, or we may not have agreed on the same topics, but where I truly felt in Councilwoman Henderson was her strength, her passion, and her fearlessness as a councilwoman and in her district. And her passion kind of resembled the passion that we carry, which is why I never took it personal with Councilwoman Henderson. I took it as business, and I knew that she was doing her job and that she did her job well. So again, on behalf of the firefighters, we extend our condolences and thank you.
Mr. President, President Sacco, I wanted to address you personally and thank for your membership on behalf of the Tampa City Council and the CRA board. It was your members that responded to the medical emergency for our colleague, Councilwoman Henderson. And on behalf of us, I want to make sure that they understand how grateful we are for your work that your members did that morning. And on behalf of a grateful city, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Lockett, go ahead. And then if I may, after Ms. Lockett, we have Chief Tripp, who's virtually and wishes to speak.
Oh, she can go before me.
You sure? Yeah. Okay. Chief Tripp, if you're there, you may go forward, ma'am, if you're ready. Okay. So Ms. Lockett, go ahead, and then we'll have Chief Tripp, if she's available.
Good morning, Council. Robin Lockett, Florida Rising. My condolences to the family. My heart is full. I received the information about Councilwoman's passing, Henderson's passing, early Tuesday morning, and we were scheduled to meet with her 5:30 that afternoon. So it was a shock for me. I had a conversation with somebody the Monday prior, that previous Monday, and they asked me, what do you think about Gwen Henderson? I would get that question, what do you think about Gwen Henderson? And I said, I would say, I like Gwen. I was looking forward to seeing her fill that seat to its capacity because she was bold enough to say things that a lot of people wouldn't say, as Councilwoman Hurtek had stated. She knew that I'm serious about the Yellow Jackets, and you talk about legacies, continue the legacy. The expectation is that that's one thing that she was working on, and you guys continue with her not being here to support that legacy. Affordable housing, real affordable housing, not the hijacked name of affordable housing, but real affordable housing for the community is very, very important. Watching her on the dais was interesting a whole lot of times, right? At different times. She would say, like I said, she would say things that no one else could say, things that she cared about. I love the fact that she was so, when y'all were giving away money, she was saying, oh, wait a minute. Y'all give away that much money? I'm going to go back and give more money too. But it was about that equity, right? Things that weren't done. I applaud the fact that she took it upon herself to change the policy with Julianne B. Lane, right? When caterers were required to have an alcohol license or something of that nature, and she rolled it back. So that was a great success for her. But she will be missed, and I hope whoever runs or gets in that seat has the same tenacity that she did and cares about the community. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. And before, I know Chief Tripp was working on getting there. She there? Okay, great. Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. And I believe we have now 2 more speakers. After there's another gentleman back there. I saw it. Oh, there you go. Okay, my bad. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, Mimi Martinez. I live in Ybor Heights. First, I want to give my condolences to the family and friends of Ms. Henderson. And I also want to let everybody publicly know that she has been a strong supporter of Ybor Heights and being Ybor. I actually first met Gwen on the night that she won. I was down in Ybor. I was at Guido Maniscalco's watch party. And I knew that she was having a watch party in 7th and Grove. So I went down to Ybor, me and Bobby, and we congratulated her. And she was thrilled because she said I was her first constituent to congratulate her. We exchanged contacts, and we kept in close communication ever since. She invited me to her Black English opening of her bookstore. I had a meeting with her at her bookstore. I've had a meeting with her in her office. I text Darlene all the time. I talk to Darlene on the phone. She's smiling because she knows I was always in her ear. Whenever I would see Gwen in an event, I was in her ear. I had just saw her we had the Tuesday TPD event, Signal 87 at Reagan Park Center, and she was there, and I was in her ear, talking about Nebraska Avenue. But I knew I could do that because she would back me up. And she was a big supporter of Burrell Park and developing Nebraska Avenue. And I love that she was the chair of the CRA because I knew that she would listen to everybody's opinion and valued everybody's perspective. She may have not always voted the way I wanted her to, but she always listened, and she was a big supporter. So I just want everybody to know that. She's going to be sorely missed.
Thank you, ma'am. And Chief Tripp. Okay, good. Just making sure. Okay, Ms. Burton, go ahead, ma'am. And two things I wanted to say before, which is we were told that the flag will fly at half-staff today in honor of the late Councilwoman Henderson. And again, we're taking this time out to hear from the community on the legacy of Councilwoman Henderson because it's so important to pay tribute to her. And we're taking our time out on this because it's the right thing to do and it's important. So, Ms. Burton, go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, Connie Burton. To her family, and my deepest condolence, and to her aide, Darlene, that was really a solid rock, as I saw it, someone that softened the bridge of approach. And if anything that you need to know about African women, we could scream and holler, and whatever your opinion may be at the end won't be our opinion of each other. So our sadness, my sadness, come from the fact that her short lifespan represent what's going on in our community day by day. The fact that many Black folks, like Ms. Henderson, don't get a chance to enjoy their retirement, don't get a chance to enjoy life to its fullest because we are always constantly dealing with stress. And so I don't know if she was dealing with stress as it relates to how Black folks don't have enough quality housing, how we don't have jobs in our community, how we see an influx of incarceration of our people, how we don't see our young people having a future. Because if I was in her ear, that's what I was talking about. Not nothing personal, but how do Black lives improve and how do the quality of our people improve? And for that, I'm going to be internally missing her because at least we knew that she would listen to that. And so as we move forward, that we get beyond, the grief part, how then would you carry out her legacy? What would you do? What is this mayor prepared to do? Because we don't need another stacking of the deck against the community, but what we need somebody that's going to be compassionate.
Appreciate you. And correct me if I'm wrong, no one else in the room is here to speak, correct? Okay, just making sure. And is Chief Tripp available? Oh.
Yes, good morning, Council. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Thank you. And Chief Tripp, just 1 second, if I may, ma'am. There are two people who are virtually on public comment. I want to make sure that they're not here to speak solely on Councilwoman Henderson.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, then it would appear not from what I'm hearing. So Chief Tripp, go for it, ma'am. We appreciate you being here.
Good morning, Council. Good morning, everyone. This is Chief Tripp, Fire Chief of Tampa Fire Rescue. My apologies for not being in presence to another commitment, but I couldn't go a day without giving honor and respect to Councilwoman Gwendolyn Henderson. She has actually been a champion for me since I've been in position, since I've known her, and as everyone has stated, she is definitely a champion to not only for women, but successful women, and women who have not been successful, to empower them to be successful. Every event that I attend that she's a part of, she always welcomed me and she says, thank you for being here. But not only that, she encouraged me to continue to explore myself and expose myself in my career so other individuals, little girls, little boys, can see the success, not only for the African-American race, but for all races. And she always believed in unity. So she is definitely going to be truly missed from me as well as Tampa Fire Rescue because she was definitely a champion for Tampa Fire Rescue to assist us to get what we need to get. I am going to continue to live her legacy and continue to put myself out there in the community as she left her name around to be able to continue to spread her positivity and her love for the community. So just want to say thank you all, and thank you all for honoring her today. God bless.
Thank you, Chief Tripp. God bless you. We really appreciate you. Yes, ma'am, please, go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I was at my desk. Please forgive me. Katrina House, City of Tampa Black History Committee President. And I just wanted to offer my condolences to the entire CRA board, to the family. Darlene, you should have returned my text messages. Praise the Lord. But just wanted to say that Councilman Henderson is going to be missed. Councilman Henderson reached out to the City of Tampa Black History Committee in reference to her HBCU day. And she was like, all right, Katrina, y'all always want me to show up for y'all. So I'm gonna need for y'all to show up for me. And so that's exactly what we did. We got the word out, all of us working together to make her dream a reality. The first time she did it, she liked it, but she said it wasn't big enough. So she said the next time, she said, I want it to be big. I want it to be grand. And she said, and everybody better show up. Well, it just so happened that on that particular day, we also had an East Tampa CAC meeting, and some of us were unable to attend. But Sister Darlene was trying to figure out where we were. And we were like, we still doing our business out here for the community. And so the next day she sent me an email and she said that she appreciated the thoughts that we were with her on that particular day. And she appreciated for us getting the word out. I also want to say that she did have a big heart when we asked her to come out to Belmont Heights Little League for our Players Alliance Day, where we offer a clinic with retired MLB players to the members of the community. She said, I'm not going to be able to go, but I guarantee you Charlie is going to be there to represent me. And she said, and when he get there, y'all better treat him right. And so when he came and he had stories from the beginning to the end of time.
30
but
more,
we appreciated
45
that.
more seconds. Have at it, 45.
We appreciated that because the next day she was like, how did he do? And I gave her an update and she said, I knew he was going to do fine. That's Charlie. So I just wanted to tell everybody that at the end of the day, we were blessed to have someone like Councilman Henderson to stand in the gap. She was trying to make change. We appreciate her as being the chair of the Tampa CRA, of which that is my new department. We appreciate everything it is that she has tried to do for this community. And I echo the sentiments of the community that you guys do everything it is that you guys can in order to make some of those dreams still come alive. Thank you very much for your time. And now I'm going back to my desk.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. We appreciate you. Okay, good. And again, as many is fine, just so that I know. Pastor, if you'd like to go first, you may, sir.
Yeah. You got it? Yeah. Yeah, really. I thank God for each one of y'all. Thank y'all for letting me come up here first, because I think y'all don't give me enough time. And I'm going to watch that clock right now. But you know what? I'm so happy to be alive. I'm 87 years old, and God has been extremely good to me. And I come down here with my walker, almost telling me my time is out. But it seems like y'all want to rush my time out. And I want to thank everybody that supported me. Many of the council supported me, and I thank God for you. And my prayers always go up for you. You all, and a lot of the members here too. They've done things for me that I wouldn't think that they would do. But you know what? I'm happy and I'm contented. You know what? I come up here, I could give y'all a book full, but y'all don't give me that kind of time. But thank God for the little time y'all give me. I've been talking about the Jackson House for years, and y'all still hadn't told that down yet. The mayor was here. Is she still here? But she was here. You should have told her directly. And that's what I want to do. Tear that darn fame down it's in bad shape, and we could go by there every day and still see it up. We need to tear it down. And not only that, now a lot of the pond y'all done made out there called retention pond, we want y'all to fill them up so I could build my church back up over there in that neighborhood. And I'm just grateful to God for him to still let me live to tell y'all. But y'all don't want to see to get nothing done. But I'm going to have to keep speaking again. I know one of these days my time going to be out, but I ain't worrying about my time being out. It's about my time being here. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to keep speaking about the issue. And I thank God that I'm still here to speak about the issue. And I thank God for y'all giving me these 3 seconds where I can defend myself and make sure that everything all right. Now, when we come in the gate there, the guy testing me out, want to know if I got anything. I said, yeah, I got something. I got this handicap wheel that I got to help me walk back and forth. But he don't care. Want to search my pocket? I got my keys in my pocket. They ain't gonna find nothing on me. I can't do nothing. I can't run no more. I can't hardly walk no more. But yet, they want me to come through that screen and they want to investigate. Hey, you got any silver in your... Yeah, I got my money in my pocket. But they went, well, you ain't got no bit. We ain't gonna let you. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Pastor. We appreciate you.
God bless all of y'all.
You too. Thank you, sir.
And
We
I pray to
appreciate
God
you.
to keep all of y'all too.
Thank you.
As long as I'm here. God
Next.
is extremely good to all of us. Not just some not just some Miss Gwen. He's good to everybody. And we got to thank him sometime, don't we?
Thank you, sir.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
I'm gonna keep on him.
Ventez not Tampa, Florida. Want to say huru. Huru means freedom in Swahili, and we as African people and all people should be always thinking about our freedom. The fact of the matter is, you can come down to the city council and watch all kind of disparities and experience it. You know, when I'm speaking, there's something black people can't articulate on that other level. Y'all accustomed to talking to black people about dumb stuff, colonial stuff. Colonial basketball, colonial sports, who can run colonial track, colonial education, colonial foolishness, colonial gossip. But the fact of the matter is, when an African person try to elevate the conversation, you shut them down. Yeah. You understand? You shut them down. Thousands of African people have been killed at nightclubs, and black families never knew to sue the nightclub owner. Y'all killed Gwen Henderson by putting her out there in that water, and you think I'm not gonna announce that her family need to file a lawsuit against the city of Tampa and the mayor? Put her up against a nasty race against Orlando Ghouls, disparaging all African men. And the result is dead at 60. But it's all the disparities that goes on in African people's lives, plain and simple. And y'all don't want us to bring that to the forefront. Y'all don't want to hear about reparations. You don't want to hear about child support, that it's eugenics. Y'all clowns down here for 2 hours talking about Gwen Henderson. Don't nobody in the hood know Gwen Henderson. Absolutely, positively, nobody in the hood who know Gwen Henderson is. Not one single person. Y'all can talk about sororities and fraternities and how y'all keep those Africans, those puppet Africans. But go in the hood right now, and people don't even know our city representative's dead. They don't even know it. But y'all having a tribute to puppetism. Nothing more, nothing less. 100,000 people dead in Palestine. And the clowns here at City Council can't say a single word about it. But y'all talk about the animal shelter. You talk about inhumanity to other kinds of things. You talk about putting some lights on the Riverwalk. But y'all can't talk about 100,000 people dead in Palestine. Genocide, instant genocide. Y'all can't talk about slow Negro genocide with the child support situation. It's horrendous, driving African men effing crazy. Driving African men crazy and got African women snitching thinking they getting something out the deal. Making all African families dysfunctional. Man, y'all tighten up and stop playing black people like we stupid. I'm the first to say it. Yeah, I'm black and I'm stupid. The mayor say, oh, she had family members that can't read.
Thank you very much, sir.
Should be ashamed to say that. 825 years of oppression. We went from building pyramids that can't read. How that sound?
We appreciate you.
Think about that.
Thank you, sir. Next, please.
Good morning, Shagrat Dawson. I'll try to remain calibrated in honor of my fellow Dragon and also the graduate of Florida A&M University, which my daughter recently received her doctorate in pharmacy from. But I want to talk about, I walk in here and the first person I see is the same guy who falsely accused me of a crime. The very same guy. And the mayor. Now, the prior mayor, who seems to be running for mayor again, oddly enough, sent him, it's blurry, I guess, to falsely accuse me of the crime. So I'm showing you all what it takes, and I'm sure the attorneys over here understand what it takes to substitute as counsel in a case. But oddly enough, when the city of Tampa's police force sent their goon to remove me from my house, none of the rules were ever followed. And I want everybody to look at this substitution of counsel, which is supposed to be done by the bank, all that little foolishness. And if you look at the name Michael Wire, you'll see, oddly enough, that name is missing from this list of houses. I don't think it's by accident. And I don't think it's by accident either that when you look at this, the complaint was filed by Morris, Snyder, and Whitstadt, and that firm's head attorney went to prison for embezzling money from his clients. But in between there and here, where there's a notice of appearance by counsel, what you're missing is the substitution of counsel. It's kind of interesting. I don't make the rules. I know there's a few attorneys in here. But if there's not an order in a hearing, the counsel couldn't substitute. And oddly enough, if you look a little bit higher on this sheet, you'll see the name of this guy, Greg Holder. And I want everybody to imagine if a black mayor's black security guard or head of security was contacted by a black judge to remove a white disabled American veteran from his home that the daughter that's now a doctor was in, attending Berkeley, by the way, Berkeley High School. If you all would feel the same way about that kind of injustice, we all know you wouldn't. And I used a term last week that people say, man, I can't believe you said the word crack out there. I said, I don't know why not. Especially when you look all around. I got in Sarasota, I got white men following young black men, young black boys through a neighborhood. We need to be as comfortable saying crack as everybody is at saying nigga. I got a judge that called me as much when she said, nigga, don't argue with this cracker, Michael Rowe, in my courtroom. My condolences to my classmate, Sonia. My condolences to the Henderson family and Dragon Nation. Shout out to the University of Thomas Jefferson High School.
Thank you. Next, please.
Good morning, council members. My name is Eddie Suarez. I have lived here in Tampa most of my life. I'm here today to speak in support of item number 10 on your agenda, the Urban Reworks project along Nebraska Avenue. This project represents more than just bricks and mortars. This is a step towards correcting some longstanding inequities in housing in our community. This is a chance for us to give back to the very people who make this city run, our teachers, our first responders, our healthcare workers, the very people that work here at City Hall, by making sure that they have the opportunity to live in the community that they serve. This project is rooted in smart planning. It's not just affordable, it's accessible. By locating it on Nebraska Avenue, which is a critical transit corridor connecting downtown to many of our neighborhoods, this is the kind of thoughtful, connected development that we need. And it's fiscally sound. For every dollar that's invested by you, the return is 12-fold. That means that your support will ripple forward to the next project and the one after that. It's an opportunity not just to build housing, but to build momentum. As some of you know, I've been a lawyer here in our community. I spent my entire career in the criminal justice system, as a little bit as a prosecutor, mostly as a defense lawyer. And I've had a chance to see firsthand the pressures that our families face, especially when it comes to housing. The very people that are the support staff that run our courthouse have trouble making rent in our communities, and rent keep going up and up. So projects like Urban Reworks can ease that burden and make a real difference. I also want to take a moment to speak about the leadership of this project and to talk about Thad Baraday. I have known Thad for nearly a decade. I first met him when he came to me as a client, and now delighted to count him as a friend. When I first met Thad, he was a long way from the highest levels of corporate leadership he once had. He had lost his career, he had lost his reputation, he had suffered battles with cancer not once but twice. The man I met had emerged from those experiences with a profound sense of purpose, a purpose to serve. His story is one of redemption, resilience, and a commitment to the public good. His service isn't just theoretical. He's been an inspiration to me. It's hands-on, it's personal, and it's persistent, whether it's helping to be sheltering in the middle of the night or to walk with someone who's on the road to recovery. I trust him fully. I trust that with your support, this project can be a reflection of our collective values and the values of our city. I don't claim to be an expert in housing policy, but I know this. When we invest in neighborhoods, we invest in dignity, we invest in accessibility, affordability, and a Tampa that we can be proud of. Thank you.
We appreciate you. Next, please.
Good morning. My name is Joe Polano. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I've lived in Tampa since 2004. I own a small business down here now. I'm here to speak in support of the Urban Reworks project. I love living down here. I love being a small business owner in Tampa. I love our community. And as a small business owner, our employees could use more affordable housing. I think Urban Reworks is going to do a great job in delivering, and urge you guys to approve this project so we can get it going and get some more affordable housing down here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next, sir, Mr. Hearns. Good to see you again, man.
Thank you, and good morning again to CRA Board. My name is Fred Hearns, 3422 Machado Street in Tampa, in historic Belmont Heights. They say that those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past. And so history is very instructive. That's one reason I guess I kind of make it my life now. But if I can take you back just for a moment to 2007, that's the year I retired from the city of Tampa. And one of the projects that we were doing quite a bit of progress on was the redevelopment of Perry Harvey Park. And that park was to include an amphitheater. The footprint is still there. You can see the concrete and a half moon where the amphitheater was supposed to go on Harrison Street. We had the issue with the skate bowl. You all will remember that. And at the end of the day, the skate bowl was moved out of the middle of the park to the northern section of the park. Cost quite a bit of money to do that. I don't know if some of that money was supposed to have gone into the amphitheater that was used to move the skate bowl, but we do know that the amphitheater was never built. That was 2007. We've had several city budgets since then. It's never been funded. Our dearly departed Councilwoman was pursuing this project. One of the first times that we spoke, we spent 3 hours together, and this was before she was sworn into office. So she had a little bit of time that day, riding around the Central Avenue area. She lived on Central Avenue. The bookstore was right off Central Avenue. She knew that history, as do many of us who grew up in Tampa. I'm asking you to take a close look at what can be done to build an amphitheater at Perry Harvey Park. It's not going to take $10 million, but Gwen Henderson understood that it would generate opportunities for people when they put on festivals and have all kinds of events where they don't have to rent a stage. That's very expensive. Where vendors can come there. And if they do well enough at the events we have, maybe they can open a storefront. So she was interested in seeing that amphitheater built. I hope that you will continue the work that she began. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. So we have 3 folks who are standing right now for public comment. I know there's more coming for public comment. What I'm going to do is, correct me if I'm wrong, Council, don't we usually take virtual first, or do we take them last? Doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is a compromise is, after Ms. Tate, she's standing up now, we're going to do virtual. Everybody's going to get to speak, but there's only 2 folks virtual, just because I don't know their time limitations. But go ahead, sir. So that's Mr. Creighton and Mr. Randolph are waiting. So y'all will go in about 10 minutes, more or less. Go, sir.
Hi, my name is Albert Cook. Many of you know me. Lynn came by my house the other day. I live about, I'm actually going to speak about agenda item number 10. I live in VM Ybor. That project is actually 150 feet from my home. It's currently a car wash. I look at it every day. And the owner of Reworks, who is actually the project owner, refurbished 2 homes right next to me. He did a wonderful job on those homes and actually brought them back to their original glory and has improved the value of our neighborhood. He bought that car wash. He improved the car wash. The car wash is doing well, but now he wants to move on to affordable housing or workforce housing. That is going to change that neighborhood. If you guys don't know, that's on 21st and Nebraska, right where that Checkers is. And that huge blonde brick church is right across the street. By putting that structure there, he's going to improve that neighborhood and help us clear Nebraska Avenue and make it safe again and bring it back to its original glory as well. I'm all for it, and whatever you guys can do to help, I'm with it. And also, I want you guys to make sure you know that I am sitting on my front porch and I can see the car wash. I would rather see a building that has a coffee shop, a building that has life where people are living, rather than washing cars and people hanging out and possibly selling drugs or drinking or prostitutes in that area as well. And that's the end of my comment. I say let's go ahead and help Reworks do what they have to do to change that car wash from a car wash into workforce housing and help change the neighborhood. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Ma'am, go ahead.
Hi, Mimi Martinez. I live in Ybor Heights, and I'm a current East Tampa CRA CAC member. The purpose of a CRA is to eliminate blatant slum. Our own Tampa CRA mission statement is to plan, collaborate, and innovate to strengthen communities. I support agenda item 10 because it is going to strengthen our community. This project is going to offer so many benefits to the community. I implore you to look at this project holistically, not just at the money, because I know traditionally in the city, we like to have big box developers come in and provide hundreds of affordable housing units so we can give them lower subsidy. This project is more than just the amount of units they have and the money that they're asking for. This is a transformational project that is going to spark economic development, it's going to provide quality of life, and it's going to eliminate blatant slum. Sometimes we have developers come in our area, they give 400 units, we pay them a low amount, they build, and then they go away. They go away. They don't maintain the property. Is that quality of life for those residents who are there? We have a developer who wants to do both. We have so many people who come here before City Council and CRA complain that they're being overdeveloped or developers are ignoring them, and we have to force them to do a community benefit agreement. Here we have a developer who's doing it on his own, who is not going to walk away from this project, who is ready to break ground, who is ready to be brave and invest in Nebraska Avenue when no one else is. This is going to be a transformational project that is going to attract other developers to come in. We have another gentleman who bought the Walgreens property and who's trying his hardest to make that into a Live Local Act. I connect him with that and with Menachem Rappaport because he also wants to build on 26. There's a lot there by Burrell Park. But everybody's waiting for someone to make a move. So if we can get this project approved at the $500 million, the matrix says we can go up to 250K. So it is not wrong to ask for the max. We need one developer to come in and the rest will come in. So I ask you to please look at this holistically because this is going to be impacting, this is going to be a game changer for those communities who live off that Nebraska Avenue corridor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, good morning. My name is Neem Ansari, and I own the property across from that, the Reworks project, and I just want to show full support for this project. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Ms. Tate, go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning, CRA. Chair, board members. I am Fran Tate, President of Jackson Heights Neighborhood Association and a member of the East Tampa CRA Community Advisory Committee. I came before you weeks ago and I expressed the fact that we are volunteers. We have very little experience in redevelopment, but we are on the board because we love our community and we want to serve our community. I'm asking that we be given more time. When developers come with over $1 million ask, we need more time to read the information, digest the information, and understand it because we cannot talk amongst ourselves just like you all. The last presenter came with a $9.7 million ask. We didn't get a chance to read the 131-page booklet that he provided. Some were out of town for the first meeting, and some just came back for the second meeting. We only received the information a few days before. We need at least 7 days. It was like that when I served as the chair. We had more time to analyze these presentations. I'm asking for more time, 7 days, please allow us to have that at least. And on the urban reworks ask, they presented and we made a decision on what we were going to fund that project at. Please let it stay at that amount. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it. Next, we're going to go to virtual. There's two folks that I think are on virtual. Mr. Randolph, if you're ready to go, sir.
Good morning.
What?
Today I come to speak briefly. Today I come with a heavy heart and I speak for a lot of the West Tampa community leaders and residents and saying we lost a true fighter for the people. From the poor to the rich, from the baby to the senior, from the black to the white and all between. I really got to know the councilwoman during the city council. She fought tirelessly for the city as a whole. What I remember most is that compelling smile. She had the ability to tear you down with that smile and left you wondering what happened. She showed that she cared about your input. I remember during a recent CRA meeting when I was forgotten to speak, and she opened the meeting up just to make sure that the community voice was heard. I shared with her so many concerns from the West Tampa, and she always say, call me. She was in between meetings during our last meeting on emergency meeting on the recovery from the storm. She showed up to the virtual meeting, in between meetings, to let the people know she really cared. The Boys and Men song that most appropriate is It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. In closing, my friend, job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Randolph. We appreciate you. Mr. Creighton, go ahead, sir, if you're on. Okay. Does it, the what? Okay.
All right.
There you go.
Good morning, Bobby Creighton. First, I want to start by just expressing my sadness and shock and disbelief at the loss of Councilwoman Henderson. It was just.
And Mr. Creighton, if I may, sir,
a week ago that I was
you're breaking up there and we can't hear you well.
I recall the night she was elected. Oh,
There you
I'll
go.
try to speak more slowly. Hopefully you can understand.
Go for it.
Anyway, just want to express my condolences to Councilwoman Henderson's family. And I would like to speak in support of item 10 today, Urban Reworks project on Nebraska Avenue. Many people might not know this, but there was a boarding house at that location prior to the car wash. And the people who lived there were steelworkers, waitresses, young families with newborns. It was exactly the type of people that we need to bring back. We always hear how great Tampa was in the past with the fabric that we had, the urban fabric in these neighborhoods. This project is designed to bring that back to this neighborhood, which it desperately needs. How many times have you heard people from VM Ybor, residents come down and talk about the boarding houses where sexual offenders live, about the problem with the homelessness around that area, with the prostitution and the drug use, with the vacant buildings and the underutilized spaces? This project is the right people at the right place at the right time, and it's exactly what that neighborhood needs. I strongly support this project. I urge you to support it at the full funding request. And thank you so much for your consideration. This is exactly what the neighborhood needs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Okay, Ms. Shea, go ahead, ma'am, if you'd like. Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Good morning. This morning I am here to speak on behalf of item 10.
Oh, and I'm sorry, your name, I just said it, but go ahead.
Oh, hi, I'm Shalette Davis. I'm here to speak on behalf of item 10, the Urban Reworks project. I've known that Verde for nearly 10 years. We met through church I work for, church I attend, the Portico. And I've lived in this community for over 20 years. I've waited a long time to see an investment like this in VM Ybor and in East Tampa, and especially along Nebraska Avenue. This project is exactly what we need and what we've been hoping for here in the city of Tampa. I used to live right around the corner in Tampa Heights in a home for a number of years. Tampa Heights is a transitioning neighborhood, and my landlord transitioned me and my roommate right out of that place in order to make room for tenants that were going to pay higher rents. And take advantage of all this new money coming from out of our area and downtown in the core of our city. So this project shows that VM Ybor and East Tampa matter, and that neighborhoods like this are worth investing in. People who live all their lives in our city and yet still struggle to secure safe and affordable housing are worth investing in. People like Takesha, one of the guests of the nonprofit I work for. She works 2 jobs, she has 2 boys, and she continuously struggles to pay rising rental costs. People like Mindy, another single mom, who some of you might know the story of. She was once homeless and has changed her life and is now working and thriving. She's about to finish her degree at USF. And people who are single women like me. I'm pushing 50 years old, and I would love to continue to work in my industry, even though it doesn't pay me much. And I love to live in the city and downtown, an area that I love. For the last 60 days, I've experienced the defunding of programs that keep the city safe and keep the residents safe. And I just beg you to keep Tampanians in Tampa. The price point for this project is right. And if we don't invest and improve affordable housing projects like Reworks, we are in danger of losing talented and passionate residents who have the heart and the spirit of the Honorable Gwen Henderson. May her memory be a blessing to us in our entire city.
Thank you, ma'am. And by the way, today is Women Veterans Day. Happy Women Veterans Day. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, I'm Ray Coker. I'm down the street from this project at 1024 East 19th Avenue. I've lived and invested in Ybor for over 20 years. When I first moved to Tampa, I was doing some consulting work for Baltimore downtown, and they told me that one of their people was just recently hired by the city to make improvements in Ybor City. So, in my small way, I wanted to jump on board. I remodeled and restored a shotgun on 4th Avenue. I used to hang out at Cephas Hot Shop for years, drinking aloe vera. But it was the diversity there that I loved to see. People from all walks of life coming there, drinking aloe vera, losing weight, improving their medical conditions. My gastro didn't believe that it cured my gastritis, but I believe after a year or so it did. I'm pleased to see the continued improvement in Ybor. It's just remarkable. I have a friend coming in today from Philly to help me do some work on some things. And he hasn't been here for about 10 years. I'm just looking forward to showing him around, looking at all the different changes. I've also been a friend and know the founders of Urban Reworks. I was there when they founded the company. They're good people. They're committed to doing things the right way. And they've been very good neighbors. And I'm certain they'll continue their leadership and invest, in the community. In the neighborhood, especially right in this area, we waited a long time to see some real investment, especially along Nebraska. This project is exactly what we've all been wanting. I think this project shows that VM Ybor and East Tampa are worth the investment, and I respectfully ask you to fund this project. It'll bring in new residents, it'll improve the sidewalks, the walking, the people here. All of those things are the things that we've been wanting all of these years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Ma'am, go ahead.
Good morning, Keela McCaskill, native here in Tampa. I hope that today your mindsets towards the people that you represent is different. You've all heard multiple complaints over and over again from the community, and yet you still listen solely to the staff. You're elected, they were hired. And I hope that after all that's happened today, what you actually do up there every day, I hope it really does matter. Because when you leave, what you did in that community mattered. Right now, you're headed toward authorizing, opening the door wide open for gentrification. I'm also a developer along the Nebraska corridor. In fact, you can't do anything, for the most part, without the projects that I represent. But the difference is, after I'm gonna back up, after you've watched the complaints, you've heard the things that's happened, you've seen the disparities between the application process. In one case, $5 million, and I approved, I like that project, was on a consent agenda. You see other people come forward with requests. We're at a critical place where we recently lost a CRA for being the poster child of not doing what CRAs was intended to do. So after seeing all of that, being in the city, and yet you've not seen any African-American applications come before you. You want to know why? Because the Legacy Credit Initiative, the pre-development dollars that was attached to it before the administrators that were very knowledgeable in this process, when they put the information out there, that's how it was initiated. There would be an opportunity, and yet I see in the FRA where they're awarded for the legacy credit that would lower the barrier for a multimillionaire. Lower the barrier for a multimillionaire who didn't even need legacy credit. They had already funded their own project. Pay attention. I want you to know that the staff doesn't always represent the truth. They may say what's favorable, what you may want to hear, what you may like to hear, but they're not always giving you truth. Go to the people that elected you. Go to the constituents, those that is in that community. A $9.7 million ask was shoved in those people's faces. And we're only asking that they have a second review. And then you pay attention. Ask the residents, ask the CIC members that was there at that meeting. Ask them how they felt. 5 people said, I don't have enough information to make a decision. And just out of the abundance of caution, I'm asking you all to do a workshop regarding grants, these applications, this process, this CIC board. I want you to go look at how pre-development was initiated by the whole Florida Housing Finance. I also want you to read the CRP and go back to where it encourages public-private partnerships. And as it relates to the CRP that's coming back, they only did 2 meetings. The CRP recommended public input, and they did 5 meetings the last time. Make them do more. I support agenda item number 10. It's right in front of a project that I'm developing, so I would love to see it. I liked it so much, I duplicated the architect. I asked for the architect.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. Ma'am, go ahead. Ms. Hewitt, go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning, Allison Hewitt, East Tampa resident and business owner. I will say I agree, as I said in my last week's public comments, we are poised to have this CRA be the tool for gentrification in East Tampa. We're asking you to pay attention. We have a potential commercial grant, but the way it is situated right now, unless you have money, you cannot access it. Unless you can pay for it 100%, then you can get the 50% match. And the way the service agreement is, and also because Florida Statute 163.3705 says we have to follow city policy, when you sit as city council, you can amend the purchasing policy to be more advantageous to the local businesses. So if you have to use the policy that you have to have complete reimbursement, the policy that you try to remove slum and blight, well, we need to make sure that the folks who may not have the credit because they're a cash business and not be able to get the loan to be able to redevelopment, we're asking you to look at that. Also, item number 11, to change the commercial grant, there is a section on there to remove the interior rehabilitation. And so technically, we are going to be slapping lipstick on a pig. Because if you can just have to do the outside and you cannot do the inside, and the state statute clearly says in 163.335, the legislative findings, as well as 163.370, paren 2, that it does not say no interior. It says construct and improve commercial and non-residential structures. If we're trying to make sure we are hiring from East Tampa, that we need to make sure that they come inside a really pretty building and be able to sit down and be able to love coming to their job. But we have got to really pay attention, because you are the CRA. And the city staff is who runs the information that comes before you. And I need you to treat your city staff like they are CRA staff, your staff, and hold them accountable to be consistent of what they're saying to the community, and actually putting in policies that help the CRA not maintain what the city policies are, because the CRA and the city, that's different. The CRA has a specific mission to achieve, and we can't achieve it unless we are paying attention to how are we helping those businesses, how are we helping those homeowners, and what is the overall plan. So I ask you for item 11. Also, a concern is that they came to the CAC and they brought their presentation on the screen. They presented all their proposed changes, but they left nothing in our hands for those in the community who would like to participate and share our opinion and be able to do some research. So what is going to be presented to you? We did not have to be able to look at other than on the screen. So I ask you to not take the community out of this process. Please give us the information ahead of time so we can come to you with thoughtful responses and not as emotional because it doesn't look right. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it. Ms. Bullock, go ahead, ma'am. Otherwise known as Ponce de Leon.
Valerie Bullock. I'm here to talk about item number 10, the Reworks Housing Project. And I want to know, when people come to get money from East Tampa CRA, and they say they're doing affordable housing, why do they always have to start out with the highest 80% AMI? I would like to see if CRA funding is going to fund their project, let's start off at 30%. And it can be done. Because when you start off at 80%, you're helping the people you want to help, but you're still creating barriers to keep certain people out. And I can look at West Tampa, the new projects they built over there, and Central Park, and if you go over there, it was 90, I'm gonna say between 80 to 90% Spanish people in Central Park, the new projects over there. And so when you're doing these projects, I don't know what's the name of it, but I do know Black poor people from East Tampa, my street, 24th Avenue, they are being excluded. And for me, the Reworks project, it's going to be the same thing. When they say, okay, give us $10 million and we're going to start at 80%, East Tampa CRA, shake their hand. That's a good deal because you are perpetuating gentrification and excluding Black people out of it. How many Black people in East Tampa on 24th Avenue, my street, makes 80% of the AMI? The average AMI on my street is 30 to 35,000. So if you all get Reworks this money and they start with 80%, the people who are making 70%, they're gonna get in quicker than the people who are making 30%. We've seen it done over and over again. All I'm asking, if you give them East Tampa CRA money, let's make sure that we put some rules and stipulation on it. I don't care what the government say affordable housing is. If you get East Tampa CRA, we want some of them apartments for the people who make $36,000 a year.
All right now.
Because this is gentrification, and we see it repeated over and over and over again. How is East Tampa the oldest CRA in Tampa but got the most Black? When we gonna get our Riverwalk? When we gonna get our Channel Side? When we gonna get our economic engine? If you're talking about Black people, you're not. Now we are gonna push all the money to BME board.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. So anybody else who's here for public comment, if y'all could please stand up if you're able to do so and go up against, and Commissioner Myers will have you next, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then, so if y'all could please stand up if you're able to do so and line up there, just so we can know how many folks are going to be there. Mr. Robinson, go ahead.
Sorry for not standing up. Joe Robinson, man. Item 11, 13, and 15. 15, I'm to supporting Carlos Ramirez back reappointment to the West Tampa CAC. And 13, I'm supporting the purchase of the property on Cypress Street. I'm here to talk about item 11. Listen, thank you, Mr. McQuay. Thank you, B. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, staff over there. Them people take a beating. They're in a transition. And I've been here all my life before CRAs. I was here with the first CDBG grant. This thing is a transition. The whole CRA's transition because of your leadership, Ms. Tyson over there, to change things, to renegotiate the agreement with the city and all of that. So it takes time to develop a commercial grant program. And I just want to thank them because there are guidelines on here. I made a lot of notes on this, but I'm gonna say this. There are guidelines. What is a guideline? A guideline is just a recommended practices or instructions to guide individuals or organizations to making decisions, to complete tasks. So it's not something like laws and rules, Mr. Attorney. Okay? So a guideline. So that means it can be flexible. And they got to have some flexibility. That's why they come with guidelines. And they got some great changes. I mean, I got a lot of property in West Tampa that it meets, that are historical, over 50 years old. My house I stay in the Scalone house is 80 years old. And so that's an issue when you're dealing with a historic district and older houses. It's an issue when you got property sitting in a CI zoning and then they tell you it's not a commercial use. So we gotta let staff work these things out. I'm glad I asked them, I say, is an Airbnb a commercial use? Even though it's renting a residence? You damn right it's commercial use. Is you paying business tax on rental property a commercial use? If you believe it is, if it's a business tax, to be able to do it. So I'm not gonna debate it. I know that they're in a state of flux, and I know that they need time to work this out. So expect more guidelines. They're coming to our meeting Tuesday night. Thank you, Ms. D, over there working this out. This is not gonna be solved. I've been dealing with this tally for 40 years. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there with the CRAs. We're about, in my opinion, about a year and a half out before we nail it. And Ms. Henderson gone, I hope it don't push us back 3 years out. So I'm gonna just say this, that I'm not here to fight or nothing. I'm just here to thank you, staff, for putting up with you. Thank you, Ms. Brenda, for putting up with me. I know sometimes I'm controversial and sometimes, you know, people don't wanna hear what I say, but when I come, I do my homework. I always do my homework, and as an engineer, licensed professional engineer, I can't sit up here and lie. I don't want to lose my $1 million license. So I'm gonna just say, look, I'm here to help you. We got a lot of infrastructure stuff to do, housing and all that, but let's just try to move forward with positive impact instead of negative rhetoric that just destroy working relationships. And with that, I got to go.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you. Next, I don't know if Commissioner Myers or ma'am or whichever.
Thank you. Good morning, Council. County Commissioner Gwen Myers, representing District 3 and serving as the County Affordable Housing Chairman. I'm here this morning to speak in support of urban rework. As you all know, as Chair of the Affordable Housing for the county, I meet with a lot of developers who are still looking to provide affordable housing in our community. I had the pleasure to meet and speak with Urban Rework as they're planning to build 20 units. These units will be located where we have the old car wash, right on the other side, I would say the north side of 21st Fort Basker, going toward Hillsborough. We know that is a very blighted area, and we need to know, and when we have developers who wants to help clean up a blighted area and bring in affordable housing, we all know that affordable housing is a topic throughout our nation. People are always coming before the Board of County Commissioners, and I'm sure they're coming here to City Council saying we need more housing. When we can have a developer can build housing that would be less costly for individuals who live in the city of Tampa or the unincorporated county, can have a place to stay that will be decent and affordable, we should support that. So I'm asking you, this board this morning, if you would support, I think they have our request in for $5 million, their project as we turn from a blighted community into a more positive, polished community, as we're getting more developers to look at that corridor between Florabraska to Hillsborough Avenue, because we all know what it once was, and we have opportunity to bring in affordable housing, and it starts with the urban rework who wants to build a decent affordable housing for individuals who could afford to pay the rent there. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Commissioner. We appreciate you. Ms. Lockett, and who else is here? Okay, Ms. Burton. Anyone else here for public comment after Ms. Burton? Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
Hi again. Robin Lockett. I am here to speak about item number 10, the Urban Reworks project. I'm in full support of it. You know, anything with affordable housing, I support. This property offers up to 80% of AMI. I agree with that. It fits, it's 20 units. And, you know, we are still in a housing crisis. You may not be able to build 100 units at one time. We need the smaller units, the smaller clusters here and there to make housing, to meet that goal of reaching the number for housing. I support this project. It fits what we need. I think that with the name of it, if it's in East Tampa, it should represent East Tampa. And the developer has said that we can talk about it. We can create another name for it. If it's in East Tampa, it should represent a name in East Tampa, and we can talk about that later. And I had to say that. Builders, developers, and so forth. I would want to see Black developers, the Pittman Group, those organizations or companies having the opportunity to produce in East Tampa also. I have to say that. And I look forward to this work because, again, you may not be able to build units, larger units at one time. So we have to be creative and build one here, 20 there, 30 there. to meet the demand, because we are still in a housing crisis. It has, from my knowledge, 2 ADA units, which is needed, right? A storefront, a rooftop. So we're bringing that design to East Tampa. And I have to say this about East Tampa, and I would really love comprehensive plan. We're setting up a meeting to really think through what East Tampa should look like, and it should be the community, right? What type of buildings do we want in East Tampa? Because East Tampa has a multitude of a lot of different buildings with a lot of different characteristics. So I think this is an opportunity for us to be able to have that conversation to build into what East Tampa is going to continue to look like. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Burton?
Good morning, Connie Burton. Item number 6 and number 10. Item number 6, I think right now, for East Tampa to have been in the game of being the first CRA, that when this report is given, the deck should be this high with everything has been promised to the community and very little has been fulfilled. If the legislators do put rules and regulations, how will you move forward? How will the people that's been waiting for over 20 plus years to see the redevelopment of their community see that they have had the ear of a legislative body that represent this city? So the things that was mentioned in the racial reconciliation, all of that should be funded, those 5 subject items. When we talk about affordable housing, never would I have thought that people that had professional careers, firefighters, teachers, would never want to be lumped in with poor people. But you know what? They have to be lumped in now, right? Because now houses in our community is selling for $500,000 as we watch it. Now, item number 10, $5 million request for 20 units. $5 million for 20 units. Think about that. When they gave the presentation, they said that they wanted to go 4-story high, but you know who told them that they was not able to do that? The Barrio Commission. When they took their plans to that group said, no, you can only go 3 high. But you know what? They don't give not $1 to this development. This development is solely being asked to be financed off of poor people. Now, when J.C. Newman came along, some say, well, made a mistake, $5 million. We're just watching in disgust. Disgust. Because while Section 163 talk about what CRA is supposed to do, it talks about the elimination of poverty. 75% of black folks still live in East Tampa. We ain't going nowhere. But what is happening now, since we don't talk about redlining no more, we have gentrification. And it's happening. And then you act as if your hands are so tied behind your back. All of the promises that the mayor made during her during her campaign talked about different housing models. We haven't seen one. You know why? Because there's a disdain for poor people in East Tampa. There's a slow-moving Campbell that say how many houses we gonna do in real rehab and in real time. That now we just watch the rules change, how much money you got to have on the front end. People can't be grandfathered into nothing in East Tampa. We're spectators.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, that is the end of public comment today.